Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Tuesday, July 13th, 2021. So, are you paying attention to this? The big news this morning is, well, no surprise to you, inflation is surging. Surging. But what's making it worse? Hourly wages are dropping. Look, I told you from a long time ago, if you are a member of the middle class, you are done. You are under direct attack, and there's no relief for you coming in any way, shape, or form. You got to look out for yourself, people. At this particular time, get together with like-minded individuals. It's just done. This is a whole new setup here, and it's not going to stop. You know, it's kind of interesting to me. One of the Federal Reserve mandates is price stability. I think we all know that, or at least you should. Meanwhile, we are seeing historic inflation. We're seeing wages drop, and the Fed keeps running their inflation creation machine at full speed. Again, they have minimum targets per month of asset purchases, and New York Fed President John Williams yesterday admitted that the Federal Reserve is propping up the markets. Can't make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. So when do you think, in light of the news we got this morning, that inflation is surging at its fastest pace ever? You knew that already. Hourly wages dropping. When do you think some of our representatives are going to, call members of the Federal Reserve, to testify and say, hey, hold on a minute. What are you doing? Why is this going on? Let me explain this to you in case you don't know. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all because we have no representation here in this new America, this new world order. The hub is right here in the United States, the new world order. Welcome to it. I've explained to you this would happen for many years, the creation of a two-tier society, extreme haves, extreme have-nots, and nothing is what it seems, people. And watch for this. You're going to hear, again, the same kind of game being played. Federal Reserve presidents coming out, a couple of them are going to say, oh, we got to start, tapering, and we got to start raising rates now. And on the other side, oh, no, not going to happen. This is a game that they play. You understand? To give the illusion that they're trying to keep things under control, but they're not. Again, this organization, public enemy number one, has no intention whatsoever to stop doing what it's doing, along with central banks around the world who are working in concert to allow and to actually create the situation that they're in right now, that we are all in. We are slaves to the central banks. That's the truth. They are the real government, and you all know that. So anyway, in the face of this news this morning, stock futures are slightly negative. Crude oil is catching a bid. 10-year yield higher. Gold and silver also higher. Crypto's under some pressure right now. That's where we stand. And the dollar is getting a little knee-jerk higher. Oh, it's not reflecting itself in the inflation situation that we are in. Hey, that rhymes, but that's the truth. And people, I've explained to you for months and months, longer probably, that what you're seeing now, this is just the beginning, and this is going to get a lot worse. They won't stop it. They won't stop it. You have to understand, and I've spoken about this. Once those floodgates are opened, and all of these extra bills that exist in whatever form start chasing the same amount of goods, you can't stop it. It just is it's a vicious cycle at this point. Could the Federal Reserve start aggressively raising rates, and would that put an end to it? Not initially, no, because there's a lag effect. There's a very large lag effect. And not only that, it would hit the stock market and the housing markets like a freight train going 250 miles an hour. So, this will not be allowed to happen. You understand? At least not yet. And when it does happen, this is how it's going to play out, people. And you know it if you're following this blog for any length of time. It's not the stock market that you got to watch. It's the debt market, because the debt market is a hyper bubble beyond and freaking beyond. It's a freak show. And this is being done deliberately by the Federal Reserve. Central banks around the world buying debt, issuing debt, buying debt, inflating a massive bubble. It's astounding to me. And this is kind of echoes going back to the last meltdown here, how these rating agencies have the debt rated at AAA, AA. Here in the United States, our debt is all good. Really? They did the same thing in the last meltdown. A lot of you probably don't even remember it, but the credit rating agencies had mortgage-backed securities rated AAA, despite the fact that the whole sector was collapsing. It's not real. It's all fraudulent. Everything's fraudulent, and it's all just twisted beyond the point of any kind of recognition. But that's where we are now today. We're in a fraudulent market where nothing makes sense. It's all lies and propaganda and distractions, and you all know that. And this guy right here has kept you on top of this so far ahead of the curve. It's just frankly stupid. Anyway, so in summary here real quick, stock futures are slightly lower this morning. Okay, we hit a trifecta of record highs yesterday. We got news on the economy that all of you knew was going to come. Inflation continues to surge at a historic pace. People are making less money. The attack on the middle class is in full swing, but they're not done by a long shot. So that's it. That's where we're at, people. And I really hope you're at least right now getting yourself on the right side of this, betting against this debt, becoming your own central bank. Hold one. If you want to hold one asset, just one, to try to counter this, it's physical silver. Let them play their games. JP Morgan, speaking of which, they're going to report earnings this morning. Anyway, that's where we stand, people. And you know exactly where we are before the news comes out, because I've kept you ahead of the curve. All right, this guy here loves you a lot. Please share the video. What do you think about all this? Do you think that the Federal Reserve's mandate of price stability is going to be enforced by our representatives? Duh. How about no? All right. Love you a lot. See you later.